interesting that has started since I began this weight loss journey is something that is actually like really unexpected to me. So my both of my children have taken an interest in what is healthy, what do we consider healthy. They're asking lots of questions about what is good to eat, what's going to keep you fuller for longer. And that isn't something I really thought was going to happen. I didn't realize that they were going to have such an awareness about what I was doing. As you probably know, in the beginning of my weight loss journey, I was eating more or less tons of salad and vegetables, and that was more or less it. I'm not going to say it was mega strict, but I was definitely in the headspace of I'm gonna lose this weight, and I was adamant that it was gonna happen. So I kept very focused on the kind of diet that I was gonna have for myself in order to achieve that. And yeah, it's kind of sweet that they are taking me serious and coming to me for my opinion and advice, because Regina's been like a couple of times now. I just state, why do I feel hungry? And I explained to her it's because she's not eaten the wrong thing. I never ever say that. I don't want her to ever associate eating anything as being wrong. But what I do say is that she needs to be eating some source of protein, and this is usually like a breakfast kind of issue where she'll come and say, oh, I just ate half an hour ago, but why am I hungry? And so I explained to her the difference between having something like a cereal. More or less everybody in this household likes cereal, even Jagger, and he's not big on cereal, but he does like it. And yeah, I explained to her what the sugars in that do to her system, and with the sugar spike causes more hunger. You're not gonna get anywhere with eating things like cereal if that's what you're gonna be eating as your sole source of a breakfast. So yeah, I talked to her about other things that she can eat that are going to be high in proteins. We are not a big meat family at all. It's primarily Regina will only eat like fish and chicken. I mean, she will eat sausage if she absolutely has to. And Jagger loves sausage, so he's a red meat guy. She's a white meat gal. But yeah, we go through other things, other options that she could be eating, and talk about things like what would be more beneficial in order to curb those hunger pangs. I actually think, like, even if you do have a high protein breakfast, say for example 2 pieces of toast and 2 eggs, you could still probably be actually quite hungry after that, but it's not going to be the same as having a sugary cereal. And I just like that they have taken an interest in what would be more beneficial to them in the long term. And I don't want to say that I'm like proud of me for that, because obviously it's them that's coming to me with the questions, but I'm glad that I'm able to provide answers for where they could be going wrong. Jagger this morning is eating a banana instead of a packet of crisps. So yeah, I'm really pleased for him about that. He's taken his health quite seriously as of late and has started following workout videos. It's just awesome. I love that for him. Regina's not really into the whole working out thing, but yeah, Jagger really loves it. He likes following along to things. I've just tried calling the landlord from upstairs to try and find out when we can be expecting the ceiling in Regina's room to be plastered, you know, so I don't make any appointments, arrangements, that sort of thing. And yeah, no answer and no answering machine, so that's fun. Probably going to try again in a little while if he doesn't get back to me. I don't like having to wait around. He really should have contacted me to let me know when the first available date would be. This guy's an absolute joker. It's so dark and I am starting to feel quite hungry, so today is my Tesco day and I'm gonna have you salad topper. I nearly took it off because I know that I'm gonna eat the whole bag, and for the entirety of it, it's somewhere in like the 700 calorie range, which, depending on how you look at it, may or may not be okay to eat that much, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, it doesn't, it's such a light but highly calorific kind of thing to eat. But I've never put on weight from eating seeds, so that's fun. What else have I got? I asked Andrew to get me a Fanta when he was on his travels taking Regina to school. And I'm probably going to eat these discos. I wanted the big bag. He got me the small one. He could have got me two. Yeah, so totally healthy breakfast this morning. After all the nice things I was saying about my children being good about their breakfast, as soon as they're at school, Mum's hamming it up. Oh, so it's going to be a pretty quiet day today. I've got some like minor chores to do, and then I'm probably going to do some yoga actually. I really fancy doing that, and maybe I can get some video footage of me doing the yoga. It's a shame because I really should have done it yesterday when it was so bright outside, and we've got like massive windows, so the sun was coming in really nicely. And then, you know, today is just miserable and dreary and raining. I wonder if it's going to be raining for the school pickup. That'll be fun. At least nobody will be standing around and everybody is keen to go home and not be chatting in the playground, etc. So I've had a change of heart about eating all of this. And I've switched it for some Yarra Valley with 2 bananas instead. I'm just going to eat it from the tub. I don't know, I just suddenly fancy something sweet. But yeah, I did have a couple of like mouthfuls of this. I'm like, I could be eating something else. I just got a sweet tooth, I think. So the work guys have just finished sorting out Regina's room. It's a damn sight better because there's no hole in the ceiling, so very pleased with that. All we need now is for that new mattress to come. The floor is still a bit of a state. I'm probably gonna start hoovering that shortly. But overall, I'm very happy with how it's turned out. And as I say, it is dramatically better than having a massive hole in the ceiling. So that is it. The ceiling is done. I am so relieved that it's all over and done with, and I hope that there's no more water adventures ever again. I know I said previously that this is something that's kind of a regular occurrence, and whilst it was kind of half a joke, I was actually mostly half serious at the same time. But now that that is out of my hair, I feel like I can breathe, and I'm not going to have to wait on anybody doing any work or anything like that, so we can just get ourselves together. So a couple of days ago, when I was looking for my nail glue, I was going through boxes, makeup bags, drawers, looking for it. And I suddenly realised how much skincare I've actually accumulated over this past year or so. So I was thinking that I wanted to have some non-weight / food related goals for myself to save money. Just so I don't have so much clutter around. So my number one on this whole goal situation is no buying any more skincare things, except for, with the exception of this one item, which you may have seen in my previous video, the Elemis Clay Clarifying Mask. I am still going to go ahead and buy that. That is currently, there's only one of them actually at present on eBay. So I'm currently the highest bidder. So we are going to be having that. But in terms of things like moisturizers, serums, face masks, toners, I don't need any of those, at least for the next 6 months, let's say. So part of my goal is to not buy any more skincare until, at the very bare minimum, the 1st of June. I'm not having anything, not one thing. Doesn't matter how much I like it, we're not doing it. So goal number 2 is no buying any more clothes. I will be the first to admit that I've gone a little bit clothes crazy in the past couple of months or so, buying things online. I have enough workout clothes, yoga pants, comfortable shirts, dresses, skirts to last me, I don't know, at least until maybe 2034, okay? I don't need any more clothes. And I am only extending this to clothes that are for me. That doesn't include clothes for the kids. It's literally only applying to me because I have so much, and obviously if there is any more weight loss for me, I don't want there to be too big of a gap in sizing. I mean, I don't think that would happen at this point, but I'd rather be on the side of buying stuff when I need it. The last of my goals is to take better care of my skin below my neck. That is definitely something that I take for granted. I'm sure a lot of people do. But one of the things that I do like to use when I think about skincare is Aveeno. I made friends with this sort of over the summertime-ish, coming into autumn. Absolutely love the moisturizing cream. It's the Skin Relief 72-hour one. And then I bought this because over the winter period, I tend to get really dry elbows. And obviously, when I was doing things like planking on my mat, it was causing quite a lot of dryness. And that, along with the harsh Scottish weather, wasn't doing me any favours. So I used this for, I want to say, maybe in the space of like 5 days, give or take. And the dry skin immediately started to clear up. It didn't feel like it was crispy anymore. Sorry if that's too much information, but it was getting kind of gross because I had like these tiny little bumps. I don't think I still have them. No, there's absolutely no trace of anything on my skin anymore, and it's all really thanks to this. So yes, those are going to be my 3 goals for the next 5.5 months. I can't take back what I've already bought, but what I can do is focus on not buying any more in the future. No more clothes, no more skincare, and taking better care of my skin. I know most people tend to have a bit of a better skincare during the summer, and that's something that I do. I actually take better care of my skin in the summer and not the winter, and I don't really understand why I do that. It's like I ignore it. It's like, oh, it'll be fine, and then it's not fine because I've got crispy elbows, and yeah, some dryness on my knees. And this basically saved all that. It's super handy. It's in a spray. It's not really a lot of mess or fuss. So yeah, I am going to be doing those 3 things religiously. Eating has been all over the place. Today I have literally eaten everything I could get my hands on, ranging from crisps and brioche and a Whisper chocolate bar, none of which is, supposed to be on the plan. But here we are. I think it's an accumulation of stress and looking for some kind of release, I guess. I'm glad it's over. Tonight's dinner is going to consist of Plant Chef burgers, which are very similar to corn. They are a meat-free type of burger. So I might put some cheese on mine just to spice it up a bit. And I'm probably going to add gherkins and mustard. And I might even have 3 today because it's just been one of those days. Looking forward into the weekend, which should be a lot less stressful by a million miles. And I'm probably going to start my weekend today. I'm gonna have a little bit of a me time after dinner, watch some things, maybe on Amazon Prime, get the lavender oil out, which I actually put all on the inside of my hoodie because I was really feeling it and I needed to have something. I was wanting to eat, even though I ate pretty well today, obviously junk food not included, it was a little bit overkill. It is the end of the day and I am more than ready to begin winding down. I've been sleeping pretty well, I want to say, or, you know, considering. But last night I had a weird moment where I was suddenly awake and it felt like all I could hear was my heart beating in my ear. I wasn't like in the middle of having a nightmare or a bad dream. I didn't hear anything outside that could have maybe startled me, but I woke up like it was like do, 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 and I could hear my actual heart beating in my eardrum. It was so weird. I've never had that experience before. I've been having a lot of experiences that I've not had before. I am so glad that everything is done and dusted. We can move on from this now. For now. Oh, golly. Honestly, if it was like nearer 9, I would want to be in bed. But it's actually just the back of 6. So we've still got some time for Buffy, which I'm actually looking forward to because the story has turned quite interesting in series 6. The whole relationship between her and Spike is quite interesting, and I'm wondering where it's going to lead. I haven't liked any of Buffy's like previous relationships. I don't know, they've just been pretty bland, for a lack of a better word. I've had dinner since we last spoke, and I had the 3 burgers like I said I would. I had onion and gherkin and cheese and mustard and ketchup and baba sauce on it, and it was great. I do not regret it one single little bit. It was really good, and maybe I should have had it like earlier, but because I actually feel really satiated now, and I think I probably did myself a little bit of a disservice by not eating something more substantial. It's one of those things, occasionally it happens, you know, maybe once or twice a week. So that's fun for me. And I also managed to hoover up quite a fair amount of the debris that was left on the hallway floor. Started a little bit in Regina's room. So all she is needing is her mattress. Unfortunately, that isn't going to be here until Monday. I did check again. The likelihood of it coming anytime sooner than that is pretty slim. So we'll just have to deal with that, and she'll have to continue sleeping in with us. I know she's not liked it and she needs her own space back. But yeah, that day is coming soon, and obviously once she's moved back into her bedroom, I will do a little video in there. I'm so grateful it's almost the weekend. I wish it was the weekend now, but it's not, and it is what it is. And that is pretty much going to be the end of this vlog. Honestly, there's nothing else that's going on, nothing else of interest to say, at least not at this point. If something happens, I will turn on the camera. But anyway, if you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe if you're so inclined. I hope that you have a nice day, afternoon, night, wherever you are, and I will see you again tomorrow, the last day before the actual weekend. Mentally, I'm starting here, but actually it's tomorrow. See you for now.